This week, our self-proclaimed Catholic president, Joe Biden, issued his State of the Union address before Congress.
Congress must restore the right that was taken away in Roe v. Wade and protect Roe v. Wade. Give every woman a consular right. Make no mistake about it. If Congress passes a national ban, I will veto it.
The president once again made clear his extremely pro-abortion stance. His remarks were met by applause at times from both sides of the aisle, but there were also some moments where certain Republicans shouted in disagreement with his words and called him a liar. Joining us now for analysis is EWTN News Nightly's White House correspondent, Owen Jensen. Owen, thanks so much for being here today.
Pleasure to be here, Prudence. Great to see you. And by the way, keep up the terrific work you're doing on this show.
Thank you so much, Owen. Let's talk about President Biden's speech last night. He held his second State of the Union address last evening, and he said once again that he wants to bring Roe versus Wade back and that he will veto laws to stop abortion. Talk to us more about his speech.
Okay, so the speech was, I'm going to put my reporter glasses on here, and I've got my reporter notes spread out here.
I love it. Okay. Fantastic.
So there's no question, they've been pushing the codify Roe, codify Roe. How many times have you heard that over the last 7 months since the Dobbs decision came down, right? They want to codify Roe. There's no way that's going to happen. They wouldn't have the votes. That's number one. But they're going to keep pushing that message to satisfy their base. Number two, he said, and this is from the speech last night, make no mistake about it, if Congress passes a national ban, I will veto it. Okay, that's not going to happen in either. They don't. There's not the votes for that either. So SBA, Pro-Life America, tweeting out after that, Biden's claim that Republicans want a national abortion ban is pure disinformation. They called them out right there on that. But that's the way they're going. They know that looking ahead to 2024 and then looking at the midterms. They know that message is resonating with their base. They're going to keep at that. There's no doubt about that.
Sure. Yeah. And talk to me a little bit more about looking further into this year and into 2024. What do you think this speech signified about how President Biden is going to continue governing?
Last night was a State of the Union speech, but I thought it was his first campaign speech for the 2024 season. He at times was agitated at times, angry. He wanted to fight Republicans, I think, right up there as he was speaking. And I know there's been some question about is he going to run, is he not going to run, and even the White House hasn't said yet, well, he hasn't made up his mind yet, or he's indicated he would. There's no question he is, all right? He's also fighting off Democrats who don't want him to run.
Sure.
So you can look at last night's speech, I believe as his way of saying, his opening salvo, saying, I'm in this for 2024. Interesting in the abortion stuff that he spoke about last night was sort of way down in the speech, about an hour in,
right.
A couple of paragraphs, and then he moved on. Sadly, did you see the standing ovations he got? On abortion. That was kind of heartbreaking,
yeah,
right? That was heartbreaking. But that's the way it's going to be from here on out until 2024, and you can expect that to be front and center on the campaign trail, at least for the Democrats, and it'll be very interesting to see how the Republicans respond to that.
Yeah, that's very insightful. And shifting gears a bit, you recently asked the president a question, as you always do on the White House lawn in the briefing room. Great questions. Yeah. You recently talked to him about taxpayer funding of abortion. He had some interesting things to say about some bishops and even the Pope. So talk to me a little bit about your exchange.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The whole thing was 10 seconds. I've got it. Where did I put that? Right here. Oh, yeah. Okay, I've got it. The whole thing was about 10 seconds long. And I said to him, sir, where did I put my notes here? I said, okay. I said, Catholic bishops are demanding that federal tax dollars not fund abortions.
Right.
And I think I kind of caught him off guard because it wasn't really a question. It was a statement. And he says, no, they're not all doing that, nor is the Pope doing that. Again, I was kind of like flustered for a little second, and I said, well, I'm thinking to myself, did I just hear what I said? And by that time, he already moves on to the next question. There's reporters and it's loud out there, and they're all throwing it. There it is, right there. So but what was interesting about that exchange, again, 10 seconds, and basically he's saying, no, not all bishops believe that, and again, scratching my head, but that got picked up on a lot of social media sites, on you know, a lot of conservative talk shows. I don't know if it made CBS or NBC or ABC. I'm guessing not.
Yeah.
But it did make that also, it caught the attention of the USCCB, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, who wrote, basically saying earlier this week, they sent out a release after that exchange. President Biden responded to a reporter's question, that's me, about the bishops' opposition to taxpayer funding of abortion. Anyway, they go on to say, quote, "The Catholic bishops of the United States are united in our commitment to life and will continue to work as one body in Christ to make abortion unthinkable." Going on to say, "Taxpayer funding of abortion would force people of good conscience to participate in this grave evil against their will. It would contradict our right to live in accord with the tenets of our faith." There's no clear distinction right there. I didn't get a chance to read that to the president. I'm hoping to in the near future. We'll see. I'll let you know how that goes, Prudence.
Yes, certainly. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for always asking such great questions. I know it's such a blessing to our viewers and to all of us.
I'm working for the EWTN viewers, and thank goodness we have them because they're putting us in this position to ask those questions.
That's right.
And we're not leaving the White House North alone anytime soon.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us, Owen Jensen.
Okay, Prudence.